The Laplace's Demon is a movie unlike anything else so far at FrightFest. It is a black and white Italian movie that feels a little bit heavy in its subject matter, but it is definitely enriched within its genre elements as well. It is all about a group of scientists who are working with predetermined events. It starts off with a glass being pushed mechanically off a table and being recorded as it shatters into pieces, and what these scientists are trying to do is predict how many pieces it's going to shatter into, to see if there is a mathematical equation to predict events that are going to happen. And they go to meet up with this professor who lives on a mansion on an island, because he's the man that's kind of spearheading this investigation. They've never met him, but he's the one that has sent them all this data, all these things, and invited them there for a strange reason. So we have these 8 individuals who arrive at this mansion. They get inside the mansion and they discover this miniaturized version of this house just sitting in one of the rooms, and they walk up to it and discover that it has 8 tiny pawn pieces within it, and these pawn pieces all move whenever one of the characters moves around the house. And then a videotape starts. There is a very stark image. A shadowy figure tells everybody there that they aren't there to discuss things. They are there as part of an experiment. This professor has set up an experiment to see if he can predict every element, every choice, every decision, everything that they will say throughout the next so many hours until dawn. And it's very Twilight Zone in its storytelling and its design and its style, and the fact that it's chosen to be shot in black and white adds so much mood and atmosphere to this. The theoretical discussions that the scientists have about the plausibility of this possibly happening are delightful. And that's before we get into the kind of genre stuff, because there is an element of fear, there is an element of threat that is pushed into the movie in the form of a black queen. Everything goes kind of flickering lights, and on the miniature model, this black queen appears at the top of the house and starts to make its way down while 2 figures are out searching for a radio. And what we have here was absolutely fantastic in filmmaking senses. We have a chase sequence set in a miniaturized house between 2 pawns and a black queen, and it is riveting. It is tense, it is stylistically filmed. It is one of the best chase sequences I think I've ever seen in a movie, because it's so different, it's so unique, and it is still as thrilling as anything I have seen. There is something in this house that every now and again is hunting down these people, and they don't know why, they don't know what it is, but it is stealing them, capturing them, and they are vanishing from this house. Their pawn disappears, and a definite feel of this threat as these scientists try to rationale what is happening, try to outthink what is happening, and they just can't do it. There's so many brilliant things about this movie, like the videotape that is playing with the professor on it. Every now and again, it will just kick in and take part of the conversation that they are having, answering questions as if they are talking to somebody that's live. There's a strange moment where they fast forward the tape and then they rewind it, and it still fits in with all the conversation. It has all these interesting pieces while still being a stalker horror movie at the same time. And it's delightfully done. And even though you're primarily within the one room or hallway the whole movie, it never feels like a one location movie. It feels grander than it actually is, which is a marvellous way to do it. It's a tremendous work from the filmmaker to create this movie that feels bigger than it actually is, because they're pretty much stuck in a room or a hallway most of the movie, and that's where all the action takes place, and it feels as if there is a lot of action in this movie. It drives itself forward. There's a lot of talking, there's a lot of smart thinking throughout the movie, and it is full of these genre type chase sequences, horrific sequences, people fearing for their life, trying to reason, get away, hide, sacrifice others, dealing with these horror centric tropes all throughout the movie. And it is something visually and stylistically and storytelling wise that reminded me of The Twilight Zone. If you're a fan of that, you're going to love this movie. It is a highlight for me of the festival so far, something that I didn't even know existed until I went into this festival, and something I've come away absolutely loving. It's a masterpiece of a movie. I think this is something that everybody would enjoy. And that chase sequence, that opening chase sequence with the miniaturized house, is just simply marvellous, fantastic filmmaking. Absolutely adored it. You should check out The Laplace's Demon. I think it's a movie that is just as much intellectual as it is steeped in genre filmmaking as well. I think it's a marvellous match, and I think the director is one to watch because I'm really curious about what he's going to deliver next. This was a real treat, captivating. I just couldn't take my eyes off it. I would love to know what you think of The Laplace's Demon. Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man vs. Film.